Those who are of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Members, we now come to the votes in the Economic Development and Infrastructure Sector, volumes B5, 1. The question is that vote Business, Science and Innovation, vote Labour and vote Transport stand part of the schedules. Melissa Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Thief. Thank you so much for calling me before my learned colleague opposite. I'm sure that he will make a great contribution. We do actually belong to the same Commerce Select Committee. Sir, it is a great pleasure to contribute on the Economic Development and Infrastructure Sector, vote Business, Science and Innovation segment of this debate, sir. The vote itself is $2.2 billion, and we as the Select Committee undertook hearings with 5 ministers of the Crown, and the estimates process is an important part of the proceedings of this House and Parliament and our democracy, as it gives the members of Parliament an opportunity to hear from ministers about their vision of the budget process and what they're going to be doing with the money for their departments, and also undertaking questions from the opposition, obviously, and opposition had many questions. And I'd like to take this opportunity to also thank my colleague Brett Hudson, who actually chaired one of the meetings when I was actually away. And so I'd like to recognise his good chairmanship. I hear that he actually did a wonderful job. And also, I also like to thank the wider committee for making sure that the Commerce Committee actually ran very smoothly, and also the secretariats providing the support, which is very valued, a great assistance that they actually provide to the committee as well. I also want to commend the work of the Auditor General. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank them for the work that they do, because it is a very important work that they actually provide for the members. They actually look at the votes and how it might actually be utilised, and they actually give us some heads up on some of the grey areas, and I think they actually provide a tremendous service to New Zealand and for members of Parliament, sir. The Commerce Committee, as I have just stated, heard from a number of key members of ministers of the Crown, and I'd like to note some of the matters that was actually raised during these committees for the House. Honourable Amy Adams, Minister for Communications, spoke to the committee about a wide-ranging number of initiatives that she is tackling as the needs of better technology across our country continues to grow, sir. And as many members will actually note, that the technology has grown so fast in the last couple of years that even our elderly community are actually enjoying the fast speeds of the internet and utilising technology to communicate with families across the oceans in countries away from New Zealand as well. She actually raised, in particular, the Rural Broadband Initiative was raised with an emphasis of over 300,000 households in rural areas that they are now able to connect to fixed wireless or improved copper services, sir. She noted also that 4G capabilities of the RBI is at speeds of up to 100 megabits per second, and that this was well in excess of the target speed. And often we sort of talk about some of the countries that are more advanced in internet speeds, and we can actually proudly say that New Zealand actually does better than those countries. And I'm very proud of the work that she has been able to provide for this country, sir. And another key area raised by the Honourable Minister was the rollout of ultra-fast broadband to 90% of businesses, schools and health services across targets, parts of New Zealand. The extension of the UFB rollout is now hoped to extend 80% of New Zealand, up to 80% of New Zealanders by 2022, and not just key agencies. This is due to the overwhelming influence that ultra-fast broadband is able to have on technology, technologically innovative island nation that we are. As I mentioned, senior members utilising technology like, mobile phones now. Instead of just calling people, they can actually talk to them using technology like Skyping and FaceTime talking. And I think having ultra-fast broadband will actually make these connections faster and more often. And I think people will probably feel the distance a little bit less. Sir Honourable Paul Goldsmith also spoke to the committee about the key work that he has been achieving to protect New Zealand's consumers and help make business and New Zealanders smarter in their transactions and financial capability. The Minister outlined a number of key activities that he has been undertaking to support those with rights through to creative sector study, as well as new initiatives and support, such as the 25.5% increase in funding for 2016-17 to assist in the enforcement of general market regulation and better supporting our fair trading and consumer protection laws, sir. And I think that is something that we should congratulate our Minister Goldsmith for. And also, Minister Stephen Joyce spoke to the hearings on the economic development appropriations and work that the government.
Dr. David Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.